In today's YouTube video, I got you guys with my top 5 meta loadouts to use as of right now in Warzone 2. Listen, man, let's not waste any time. Shout out to the Know the Game, and let's hop straight into the video. All right, listen, man, start out with our first loadout I got you guys with is the ISO Hemlock. Along that, I'm pairing it up with the Tctekk Siege, which is by far the best secondary that is in this game right now. All right, so listen, man, start out with the first attachment for the ISO Hemlock. I rock is the optic MOPV4. Along that, for your tuners, go ahead and put the flip resistance at a 2.42. And for your eye position, just go ahead and put this thing at a negative 1.38. And for your second attachment, which is for the barrel, I rock is the filter T50, which is going to give me damage at range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. It's going to make it a little bit easier for me to control the recoil, especially if you guys are on console. This will help you out a lot, especially if you guys struggle to control your recoil, okay? Make sure I'm rocking that right there. Along with that, for your tuners, put the recoil standards at a 0.35. And for your damage at range, put this thing at a 0.30, okay? You guys really do need this, all right? And for your third attachment, I was rocking is the Harbinger D20. It's gonna give me bullet velocity, damage at range, and recoil smoothness. Here's the tuners just to match with it. Putting the recoil smoothness at a plus 1.08, and for your bullet velocity, put this thing at a 0.77, of course. And also, man, for your fourth attachment, which is for the ammunition, I rock is the 5.56 high velocity, which is gonna give me even more accuracy / range out my ISO Hemlock. So make sure I'm rocking that right there. And also for your tuners, bro, put the damage at range at a 0.54, and for your bullet velocity, just go ahead and put this thing at a 6.97. All right, and for your last attachment, which is for the magazine, I will rock the 45 round mag, as you guys should be rocking anyway on this gun, okay? Listen, man, this right here is the best ISO Hemlock setup, bro. For my people who play on console, you're gonna love this gun just because, for one, with my setup in particular, it literally does not move. So if you guys struggle with controlling your recoil, you won't use my ISO Hemlock, because I built this thing just based off having great recoil control, on that also having great mobility while using this thing, okay? And also, man, like I said, bro, I pair this thing up every single time I get on the Ashika Island with the Tctekk Siege, because for one, this is literally probably the #1 gun that is in the game right now. And what's crazy to me is just that, for one, this thing is only a pistol, but it's better than majority of the SMGs in this game, all right? So listen, man, like I said, bro, about this thing being better than the SMGs, I technically use this thing as an SMG just because the way I built it and the based off the magazine size on it. But listen though, starting out with the barrel, man, I rock is the NXT81, which is gonna give me damage at range, hipfire accuracy, and bullet velocity. This is for this one just to match it. I put the recoil standards at a 0.18. And for your damage at range, I put this thing at a 0.14, okay? And for my laser attachment, guys, I put this thing for the FJS DIO D70, which is gonna give me aim down sight speed, aim stability, and also sprint to fire speed on my gun. Gonna help out a lot in those close range gunfight. Here's the tunes that I did for this one. I put the sprint to fire speed at a negative 0.34, and for my aim down sight speed, I put this thing at a negative 14.81, which is gonna also help out with the handling / mobility on this gun, okay? And for your third attachment, I need you guys to go and slap on is the Siege wire stock, which is gonna also give you even more mobility on the Tctekk Siege. It's gonna give you a walk speed, a sprint speed, and most importantly, guys, recoil control on this gun, because I use this thing in a medium range gunfight. So having recoil control on this gun is gonna help out a lot, all right? So for your tuners, bro, on this one, for this attachment right here, for the Siege wire stock, go ahead and put the aim down sight speed at a negative 2.84. For your aim walk speed, man, just go ahead and put this thing at a negative 1.39, all right? And for your fourth attachment, I rock is the Tctekk Stag, which also helps out with the recoil control on this gun. So for it, put the aim down sight speed at a negative 0.55. And for your sprint to fire speed, man, just go ahead and put this thing at a negative 0.20, which is gonna also help it out a lot, all right? And for your last attachment, of course, which is for the magazine, I need you guys to go and slap on is the 72 round drum, okay? Now listen, the reason why I want you guys to slap on the 72 round drum is, for one, dog, the Tctekk Siege ammo is crazy. The fire rate is ridiculous. You will run ammo very quickly, especially if you guys are rocking the 50, okay? So rocking the 72 is going to help you guys out a lot. You guys will be able to do your thing in those solo 1v3 action or 1v4 action. 72 round mag is gonna help you guys out a lot, all right? Listen, man, this is your go-to loadout that I need you guys to rock, especially if you want high kill gameplays, the meta ISO Hemlock, and also the meta Tctekk Siege. These two guns right here are literally perfect for each other, all right? But listen though, man, moving on to the second loadout, guys, man, and right here, this is for my people who also play like rank. And you can also use this thing on the Ashika if you really want to, but I got this set up from rank. And listen, dog, using this thing on the Ashika, it's crazy, okay? So starting out with your first your first attachment, of course, man, for the Chronic Squad, I was rocking this the Aim OP V4, which gives me the best visibility out this gun, especially those long range gunfights. Along with that, for your tuners, go ahead and max out the aim down sight speed at a negative 2.90, and for your opposition, just go ahead and put this thing at a negative 1.01 towards the far. All right. And for your second attachment, guys, I was rocking this the HR 6.8 barrel. This gave me damage at range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, making it to where I can control the vertical / horizontal a little bit easier. Here's the tuners for this one. Just go ahead and put the recoil standards all the way to the max at a 0.44, or for your damage at range, man, put this thing at a 0.35, which is gonna also help out a lot with the range and accuracy on this gun. Okay. And for your third attachment, man, I was rocking this the second Tread 40, which is gonna give you both vertical / horizontal recoil control on this gun. Here's the tuners I did for it. I maxed out the recoil stabilization again, and I also maxed out the gun kick control all the way to the max, because for one, in those long range gunfights with using the Chronic Squad, you guys will see where this gun does have like a crazy kick to it. That's why pretty much right now everybody rock this thing on like a single tap fire, just so they can control the recoil. If you guys copy this right here, like copy my class up along with that tuners, you guys can use this thing in full auto and just go crazy with it. All right, so make sure I'm rocking this right here. All right. And for your fourth attachment, I was rocking this the underbarrel, and for your underbarrel, you want to go ahead and slap on is the live grip precision 40, which is going to give you recoil steadiness and aim walk steadiness, just going to increase your accuracy by a lot. And here's the tuners that I did for it. All I did was just max out the aim down sight speed at a negative 0.37. And for your last attachment, of course, man, for your magazine, to go and slap on is the 50 round drum. All right, listen, man, this is your go-to setup that you guys want to rock, especially if you want to use the Chronic Squad. Now, in my personal opinion, though, if you really just think about it, even though the ISO hemlock is better than the Chronic Squad, the Chronic Squad has like a higher damage rate on this gun, especially if you guys are in those mirror range gunfights. You can literally like 3-shot somebody just because this thing is a battle rifle. All right, this thing is really good. Okay, now listen, man, for the second gun that I like pairing up with the Chronic Squad is my handy dandy Lockman sub, or the aka, man, the MP5 that is in this game right now. Probably maybe like the #1 fastest gun that's in this game right now. That's the SMG. Along with that is damage. It's also pretty crazy next to the F-Tac Siege. All right, I actually love the F-Tac sub. No, not the F-Tac Siege. I actually love the Lockman sub by a lot. All right, but here's something that I rock right now. As of right now, I might change in the future. Here's the attachments for it. For your barrel, man, you want to rock the L38 Falcon 226mm barrel, which is gonna give you crazy movement speed and aim down sight speed. And also, man, for your tuners for it, put the aim walk speed at a negative 0.32, and for your aim down sight speed, just go ahead and put this thing at a negative 0.40. All right, and also, man, for your second attachment, which is 40 stock, you want to go ahead and rock it's the Mirror Recoil 56 factory stock, which is gonna give you aiming stability and recoil control and sprint speed. Gonna make it to where in those medium range gunfights, the recoil in this gun is not going too crazy. It's just staying inside, and you guys are being super accurate with this thing. All right, this is the tools I did for this right here. I put the aim down sight speed at a negative 1.42. If my aim walk speed, guys, I put this thing at a negative 1.47. All right. And for your third attachment, guys, which is for your rear grip, you guys want to go ahead and rock it's the Lockman TCG10, which is going to give you recoil control on your gun, both vertical / horizontal. And for your tuners on this one, put the aim down sight speed at a negative 0.29. If you sprint the fire speed, man, just go ahead and put this thing at a negative 0.30, okay? And for your last attachment, man, or for your fourth attachment, you guys want to go ahead and rock it's the 40 round drum. And with the last one being, man, which is for the ammunition, this is very good, just because let's say that you guys are shooting somebody while they're running away. Using this ammunition type right here will slow them down, okay? So make sure you guys are rocking this, especially if you are rocking a SMG, and that is the 9mm hollow point, which gives you crippling power, okay? And for your tuners on this one, I always max it out towards the damage at range, and for your bullet velocity, I also max that out, okay? Listen, man, like I said, bro, go ahead and pair up the Chronic Squad with the Lockman sub on the Ashika Island, or even on Warzone rank. You're gonna go crazy with it, okay? And listen though, man, for your third loadout, guys, which is something like a little bit like crazy in my personal opinion, is the Tctekk 56 and the Faze 9K. In my personal opinion, like the OG meta and Warzone 2 as right now, they're both perfect in my personal opinion. You guys can still go crazy with it, okay? And for listen though, start with the first attachment, man, for your Tctekk 56, which is for the laser. I rock it as the FWS OV laser, which give me aim down sight speed, aim stability, and sprint to fire speed. Along that for your tuners, go ahead and max out the sprint to fire speed and also max out the aim down sight speed. Moving on to the second attachment, guys, which is for the barrel. You guys want to rock it as the 17.5 inch 100 Pro barrel. Here's your also the tuners for it. Put the recoil steadiness at a 0.39, and for your damage at range, put this thing at a 0.12, okay? And for your third attachment, our rock is the Harbinger D20, which is gonna give you recoil smoothness on this gun, both vertical / horizontal on this gun. Here's the tunes I did for it. I maxed out the recoil smoothness, and I also maxed out the bullet velocity on this gun. All right. And for your fourth attachment, which is for the underbarrel, you guys should rock is the Tctekk Ripper 56. Because it's the best one. It's gonna make it to where you can really control the Tctekk 56 a little bit easier, especially if you guys are on console. Because I comment that right there. Here's the tunes that I did for it. I messed up recoil stabilization at 0.80, and for your aim and eye stability, I put this thing at a 0.28, which is gonna help out the accuracy even more on this gun. All right. And for your last attachment, which is for the magazine, I would highly recommend you guys rock the 60-round mag. But however, if you guys are playing solos, then go ahead and rock the 40, just so you guys won't lose as much like mobility while using this thing as an AR, of course. All right, because I comment there. Make sure I comment that right there. Okay, listen, man, this right there is the perfect Tctekk 56 build. Sometimes I ride this thing with an optic, and sometimes I just rock the iron sight. It's just really just depend on what I'm feeling. But however, man, this thing is really good. Okay, now for that second gun, guys, that I always love pairing this thing up with is the Faze 9K, which was the meta until they nerfed it and making the lock myself way better than this gun. But here's also the setup for it, which is also pretty good. Even though that they said that they nerfed this gun, guys, in my personal opinion, this thing is still good. It still has great mobility. Along with that, it still has great damage. Okay, but I still highly recommend you guys still to use this thing. Okay. So start off with your first attachment, guys, which is for the muzzle. Our rock is the Booya pendulum, which is gonna give you both vertical / horizontal on this gun. Along with that, for your tunes on this one, go ahead and max out the recoil stabilization, and for your gun kick control, go ahead and max that out also for the 0.35, which is gonna also help a lot with the recoil control on this gun. And for your barrel, our rock is the Kxpture 381mm barrel. Here's the tunes that I did for this one. I will max out the recoil steadiness, and I will also max out the damage at range on this gun. Okay. And for your third attachment, our rock is the FSS OV laser. Just give you even more mobility on this gun. Here's the tunes I did for it. I put the sprint to fire speed to the max, and for your aim down sight speed, I also put this thing towards the max, and this thing just goes crazy. This thing is really good. Okay, and here's the tunes that I did for it. I put the sprint to fire speed to the max and aim down sight speed to the max. All right, make sure I copy that right there, the FSS OV laser. I know some people rock different lasers for their Faze 9K, but I just do this one in particular just because I literally feel so quick, you know, it's close range gunfights while using this. All right, and moving on to the fourth attachment, guys, which is for the stock. Our rock is the Ultra Z stock, which is gonna give you aim, walk speed, and sprint speed. So pretty much, man, your mobility attachment on this gun. Here's the tunes I did for it. I put the aim down sight speed at a -3.48, and for your aim walk speed, man, I will put this thing at a -2.40, of course. All right, and for your last attachment, for your magazine, just go ahead and rock is the 45-round mag. All right, listen though, man, copy down that Faze 9K setup along with that for its tuneness. Like I said again, this thing is still crazy in my personal opinion. That's why I still rock it, just because I still feel like that it can like compete with the lockman sub and all that good stuff. All right, but listen though, man, moving on to the fourth class of the guys, which is pretty much the Graw in this game, the Lockman 556, aka the FS Hurricane. These two guns right here is low-key like an underrated like loadout that you really do not see anybody rock, but they're both so good. Okay, so listen though, man, start out with your first attachment, guys, which is for the Graw. Our rock is the AIM-OP V4 optic. On there for your tunes, bro, just go ahead and max out the aim down sight speed again, and for your eye position, bro, just go ahead and max this thing out too for the -1.65 towards the far position. All right. And for your second attachment, which is for the barrel, our rock is the 15.9-inch Lockman wrap barrel, which is gonna give you bullet velocity, damage at range, and recoil control on it. It's gonna help out with that vertical / horizontal, because for one, man, with the Lockman 556, aka the Graw, this thing has a crazy fire rate, which is gonna make it a little bit harder for you guys to control this gun, especially in those long range gunfights. So slapping on recoil control attachments is gonna fix it for you. Okay. Here's the tunes I did for that barrel, man. I maxed out the recoil steadiness, and I also maxed out that aim down sight speed by a lot. All right, and for your third attachment, which is for the muzzle, our rock is the Harbinger D20, which is going to give you recoil smoothness, damage at range, and bullet velocity. Okay, which is going to also help you guys out a lot in those long range gunfights. Okay, these tunes I did for this one, I maxed out recoil smoothness again, and I also maxed out the bullet velocity. Moving on to the fourth settle, guys, which is for the underbarrel, our rock is the X10 Nexus grip, which is going to give you recoil stabilization along that aim and eye stability on your gun. Okay, These are the tunes I did for it. I messed with the recoil stabilization at a 0.80, and for your aim and stability, I put this thing all the way to the 0.40 mark, and this thing is literally perfect. Okay, here's tunes that you guys want on this one. Also, man, max out the recoil stabilization again, and also max out the aim and stability. All right, and for your last attachment, of course, man, which is for your magazine, just go ahead and rock is that 60 round mag. All right, now as you guys see what we did with the Lockman 5.56, this gun already has like very good damage just because it's crazy fire rate. The only thing that we did was pretty much just up the recoil on this gun, just make you guys be able to be super accurate with this gun, especially for my people who play on console. Okay, so rocking this setup right here along the tunings is going to help you guys out a lot. All right, now listen though, man, for your second gun, okay, I want you guys to pair up the FS Hurricane with the Lockman 5.56. Now, I don't know if they did like a secret buff to the FS Hurricane, but listen, this thing is crazy, okay? And what I love about it the most is that, for one, its mobility, it is super quick, okay? Here's the setup that I rocked for my FS Hurricane. I believe I made a video about this, like maybe like earlier this week or something like that. But here's the setup that I rocked for this FS Hurricane. I'll start with the muzzle. I rock is the Tctekk Castle Comp. It's gonna give you both vertical / horizontal on this gun. And one thing that I also love about the FS Hurricane is that, for one, this thing is super accurate. Like if you really want to, you can use this thing as sniper support, and then you go crazy with this thing, okay? Especially since its mobility is also very good with it, okay? But going back to it, man, for the tunings, bro, put the end down sight speed at a negative 0.15, and for your gun kick control, put this thing at a plus 0.08. All right, and for your second attachment, man, which is for the laser, I'll rock the FSSOV laser, which is gonna give you end down sight speed, aim stability, and sprint to fire speed. These are tunings that I did for it. Just put the sprint to fire speed at a negative 0.02, and for your aim down sight speed, man, put this thing at a negative 8.23. All right, and also, man, for your third attachment, guys, which is for the stock, I'll rock is the demo Quicksilver stock, and for the aim down sight speed, put it at a negative 2.58, and for your aim walk speed, put this thing at a negative 0.15. All right, and also, man, for your rear grip, boys, go ahead and rock the X10 grip, which is gonna give you mobility on this gun. These are the tunes I did for it. Put the aim down sight speed at a negative 0.19, and make sure you guys just go ahead and leave the horizontal alone. All right, and for your last attachment, which is for the underbarrel, our rock is the age grip, aim out of stability, and the hip fire accuracy. Okay, this is gonna help you guys out a lot. All right, and for your aim down sight speed, just go ahead and put this thing at a negative 0.23, and for your aim out of stability, just go ahead and put this thing at a 0.09, which is gonna also help out with the accuracy on this gun. All right, listen, man, this is a great FS Hurricane setup that I highly recommend you guys using, bruh. Just go ahead and give it a shot, bruh. Using this, man, with the GRAW, you'll go crazy with it. All right, listen though, man, for our last setup, man, I got you guys with it's the AK-47, along with that the MP7 that's in the game, the Kxpture 762, or the Vel 46, whatever. You feel me? Listen though, here's the setup that I rock on the Kxpture 762. I rock is the AIMO PV4. Along with that, for your tunings, put the aim down sight speed at a negative 3. Opposition is already maxed out towards the far at a negative 1.65. For your second attachment, guys, which is for the barrel, our rock is the Cas 10 584mm barrel. Along with that, for your tunings, just go ahead and mess on the recoil statements again, and also mess on your damage at range. All right, and for your third attachment, man, our rock is a muzzle, and for your muzzle, go ahead and stop on that ZRLR Talent 5. As soon as that will rock for it, just go ahead and mess on the recoil smoothness again, and also mess on your bullet velocity. Okay, and for your fourth attachment, which is for the F-Tap Ripper 56, go ahead and step this down right here. This is gonna give you recoil stabilization, aim out stability, make it to where you guys can control this gun a little bit easier. As soon as I did for this one, I messed with the recoil stabilization at a 0.77, and for your aim out stability, I'll put this thing at a 0.40. Okay, and for your magazine, man, go ahead and rock is a 40 round mag. All right, and moving on to the second gun, guys, which is for the Vel 46, aka the MP7 in this game. Go ahead and rock this right here. Start out with the barrel. Make sure I reckon it's the Lagger L203 barrel, which is gonna give you damage at range and bullet velocity. Here's the tunes for it. Put the recoil standards at a 0.21, and for your damage at range, put this thing at a 0.28. All right, and also, man, for your tunes, bruh, you guys go. And also, man, here's a setup for the this attachment. All right, but listen though, moving on to the second attachment, which is for the laser, our rock is the VLK LZR 7W laser, which is gonna help you guys out with mobility. These tunes for put the sprint fire speed at a negative 0.45, and the aim down sight speed is at a negative 44.42. Okay, and for your third attachment, go ahead and rock is the Demar RST stock. These tunes for put the aim down sight speed at a negative 2.97, and for your aim walk speed, go ahead and put this thing at a negative 1.47. All right, and here's also your fourth attachment that you guys should rock, which is the ZRLR combat grip. It's gonna give you recoil control on this gun. Here's the tunes for it. Put the recoil status at a 0.29, and for your sprint fire speed, but this thing got a 0.33 towards the negative part. All right, this is very, very good for you. Okay, and moving on to the last attachment, guys, which is for the magazine. I would rock is the 50 round drum. Okay, listen though, man, this is also a good setup to rock, bro. As of right now, a good law to rock. The AK-47 and the MP7 are also another sleeper law that you guys should rock and go crazy with it, bro. Listen though, man, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, man. Do not forget to like and subscribe. By the way, man, if I was going too fast, feel free to pause the video and just go through the tuning separately, just so you guys can get everything that you guys need to go crazy on the Chic Island, even on Warzone rank, man. But listen though, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And my boys, peace.